Perception is the ability to become aware of something through your senses. And the input from all of those senses acts like a lens through which we view the world. But there are many who believe that our perception is limited, and that, in fact, we are only aware of a fraction of what is happening around us. A man in California may have experienced this phenomenon firsthand when he captured this incredible UFO on video, flanked by 2 others, all of which were invisible to the naked eye.
And I have no idea what this thing is.
July 2020, Ventura, California. Professional videographer Richard Cranor shoots an orange grove for a client with his drone. The next day, as he reviews the footage, he sees something that wasn't visible while he was filming. There are 3 objects in the distance, a large rectangular one in the center, and 2 smaller objects on either side of it. Unable to fathom what he is seeing, or even how he's seeing it, Richard posts his video online, along with his own analysis, hoping to find some answers.
Here we are launching the drone off the truck, and as I spin around, you will see this object in the back there. That was a bee that just buzzed by. I did not see this object with the naked eye. This is something that I found in the footage scrubbing through, and I have no idea what this thing is.
My name is Richard, and this is my video. When I was there filming, I didn't notice any of that. That's why I was like, what the hell is that? It just didn't make any sense to me. So that's when I zoomed in, and luckily I shot it in 2K, which is a higher resolution than 1080p, and that allowed me to kind of zoom in a little bit more. And that's when I started seeing the other objects.
I know it's just a little speck, but I'll blow it up in a second, and you'll see it maneuver quite radically to the left after it appears. So there it is, bam, and then watch it disappear, and then it'll come back and spin off to the left.
The first 2 objects, the large banner and the other smaller object that was next to it, that was already interesting. So I was kind of glued into that, but it wasn't until I saw the other object that flew up next to it that really kind of that tripped me out, because of the way it came in and out of the clouds. That just seemed very odd to me. The way it was flying wasn't typical of what you see most aircraft perform, the maneuvers they perform. So that was the object that really made me wonder, wow, I wonder what's going on here.
So there's a lot of stuff flying around here, guys, and I don't know what any of it is.
What puzzled Richard even more is that, to him, the flying objects were clearly breaking FAA regulations.
In the real world, the FAA would never allow another object to fly like that close. The risks associated with that are pretty great.
So, what were those objects in the sky?
So what's interesting is that we are seeing more and more UFOs like this. On this show, we've seen them flying over Phoenix.
It's definitely square or rectangle in nature to me. I don't see any plane in front of that.
And like that sighting, the object Richard saw had no visible means of propulsion.
It definitely was not a banner attached to a biplane flying over an agricultural field. I mean, first of all, the thing is pitch black. I mean, what would it be advertising? You can't see any writing or anything on this thing. Why would it be out there?
And what about the other 2 objects flying nearby?
Are they escorting this larger one? Is it some sort of coordinated mission that they're on? I mean, we do that with our Navy cruisers and with our large bombers. We have smaller craft that are quicker and can defend aircraft carriers and ships like that. It's not that much of a stretch of the imagination to imagine that's the scenario that we see going on here.
Or you could stretch your imagination even further.
To me, this
diamond rectangular shaped object in the sky isn't really an object, it's a portal. And the reason why it seems like this empty square space is moving slowly is because we know that the Earth is constantly moving. It's rotating on its axis around the sun in its orbit. So that's the reason why it gives the illusion that this portal is slowly moving, when in reality the portal is stationary, but the planet is moving. And I believe that the two crafts that we see in this footage are coming from that portal.
Something to consider. But still, why were none of them visible with the naked eye? Richard has a theory.
I think human perception is limited by something. We're just not configured properly to see the entire bandwidth of reality. So I think these UFOs or some other phenomenons that's intersecting right on the fringes of what our perception can handle. You know, whatever our nervous system is configured to is what we're going to experience. So I've done a lot of research on this because I am fascinated by it.
As with the majority of UFO sightings, there are many questions left unanswered. But Richard plans to continue seeking out the truth.
This experience, at the end of the day, just makes me want to keep questioning and keep investigating. I think there's much more going on than meets the eye, obviously, and it's worth not living in fear of it or allowing the stigma to stop myself or anyone else from asking the bigger questions that need to be asked.
There's a lot of stuff flying around here, guys, and I don't know what any of it is.
What should you do in the event